No, I can't do it right now. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, because you keep jumping into my lap, and I can't. I can't have. Oh, he's a good girl. All right, let's try this. Take two. YouTube crashed on me. And I'm not filling out a report, YouTube, like you asked. I'm just not going to. We're going to talk about, oh yeah, Tahiti Money Faith. Hello. Aaron Maga, take two. I like that. Sorry. YouTube froze and then crashed on me. And then YouTube was like, would you like to help us figure out? And I'm like, aren't you $1 billion company? And you're asking me with no YouTube full stack coding experience to help you figure out why YouTube crashed? Are you crazy? You know what? Here's a little tip, YouTube. If YouTube crashes, offer me money and I'll give you some help. You know what I mean? Just like you take a cut of everything I earn for, I don't know, just hosting the platform. Well, here's the thing. If you want us to help you figure out things like why YouTube's crashing, offer us money. Isn't that how capitalism works? Until then, no, I'm not sending a report. And no, I'm not gonna fill out something for you. My time is valuable. And as soon as you understand that, you'll start offering money. Trying to get me to work for free for you. I already do that when I do a live stream. I'm filling up your platform with content. So, there's my take on that. What's up, Sim Racing, Primal Screams? Rebecca is back. You said the wrong words. I'm always saying the wrong words, sprinkled in with a couple of beautiful words. Duffy, my buddy just got laid off from Google. They advised all their employees to watch all ads fully. All ads fully. So damn cheap. That's so funny. Of course they did. That's probably like a law at Google. They're like, listen, you don't click skip on the ads. I'm sorry. I gotta get this cat out of here. This cat is, I love you. I love you. But no, okay? You're too furry right now. We need to have summer cats. Here, look. No. Don't you act like you don't want to jump into my lap. That's all you've been doing. Can you please go hang out somewhere else? Please. All right, Cage, what's up? The Rebels. Hello, fellow Rebels. Okay, so like the last stream I was trying to do, too fluffy, Rebecca. Let's face it, that is a winter cat, and winter is not coming yet. Okay, so it's this fucking cat. I'm gonna lose my head. This guy is who we're gonna talk about. I can't do it because you're gonna step on the keyboard. I hate to kick you out. I really hate to kick you out. I don't want to kick you out, but like you're making life difficult. No, Lola, stay. Ow! Holy come on. Dogs stay, cats go. Good God. Oh, good girl. Yeah. That's right. You're a good girl. The cats had to leave. I know. Are you sad? Okay. You want to come up? You want to come up? Okay. Come here, Snorty. Come here. You want to say hi? Say hi. Yeah. Okay. You can say hi. Okay. Yeah. Say hi to everybody. Okay. Here. We'll take that off. You want to say hi? Go ahead. Say hi. Say hi. There you go. Can you go lay down on the floor? Because now that the cat's out of my lap, why is a dog in my lap? I can't do this. I love you too. But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah. The treats aren't up here. I'm very sorry. Here's the thing. I kicked the cat out for less. You understand that? You understand that? I kicked the cat out for less. So could you just lay down? Good God, man. Oh, good God. There you go. Lay down. Now the dog is getting in the chair to climb over to me. Exactly what the cat was doing. Can you just fucking sit? Thank you. Thank you. Yep. All the way. Please sit down. I can't do this. Whether it's children or animals, they're all vying for my attention. We will go out again in a little bit, I promise. Okay. What the heck I don't even remember. What were we talking about? Live like a dog and live longer. What's up, Global Solidarity Neo? What's up? Food trains them. Oh, I know that. The thing is I had some food up here and the cat ate the dog's treats. And the dogs wanted the cat to spit it out and just... You got skinny, mate. Thanks, mate. It's called the stress diet. I would never try it. You are loved by all beasts. Yankee fan here. I respect Boston people. And I respect my New Yorkers. And kind of feel bad for the Mets fans, don't we all? Half my family's from New York, so... Oh my God, now the cat's me. Animals. Oh, okay, I gotta send a thing to the universe. I am doing something, and the animals need to chill the fuck out. Okay, I just had to put that out there. Topic was good words, bad words. No, it wasn't. We were just making a comment. Looked like my brother not long before he passed away from cancer. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. When a sibling passes, that is absolutely brutal. Okay, somebody... Who said it? Somebody answered my question. And they said... Oh, no, it's got to be way back here. Way the back here. Somebody said, you can't... I don't believe you can buy people. You can buy youths. I believe that. You shouldn't buy youths. I think it's illegal. Little Timmy, thank you for answering my question. I put that as the title because I knew somebody would take it literally. And I appreciate that. Can you buy youth? And I knew you'd take it literally. Because, you know, in this day and age of the Donald Trump Epstein saga, that we're all living under that regime, they did. They purchased youths. They purchased the youths. In different ways. Sometimes flat out. Sometimes Matt Gaetz way by Venmo or something with receipts, which is fucking crazy. You'd think rich people would have a little more sense with all that money. Get it? Dun 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 dun. Bum. Anyways, sense spelled two different ways. So I get a kick out of myself. So, anyways, this was... Oh, Binary Ghost dropping in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, friend? I come in here and see this commie removing animals off his furniture and out of his room. I thought your type didn't believe in property and borders. Oh, you... How you have caught me in my ways. That is right. I set up a border. I call it a door. And the cat is on the other side. And if that fucking cat and his friends, her friends... storm this door like Moroccans storming the border of Spain's Quinta region. I'm bringing out the dog guard, okay? Binary, that's right. In this household, that's not really true. I don't believe in borders. The cats and dogs all mix and everybody just does whatever. I try to keep my food hidden, but these goddamn kids got noses like dogs, and you just buy one delicious thing, and they're like, that's the worst part. We'll get into the news. Listen, the worst thing about becoming a parent is you be at the store, you'd be like, do you like these? You know, not this, but you hold it up. And all the kids will be like, nah, I don't eat that. No, that's fattening. No, you know, no, I've never had those. And you're like, okay, so I will buy some for myself then. And then by the time you're home, the bag is open, half is gone. And then by the time you're like, just bring it inside, it's all gone. And you're like, you bunch of assholes. I remember a life where I didn't share the food. That's a thing about me. That's a thing about me. If we go to supper together and you want to order something and I want to order something, and I want to order something, like there's a plate I want to eat, and then you ask me for a bite, your hand might get bit. You know what I mean? Like, listen, if there's something where it's like loose family style, buca de beppo, okay. But if we're going to a place where I'm like, this is my dish, this is what I get here, off, and you ask me for something, no, just order it. Just order it. It's not my fault you got the thing you weren't sure about. Like, goddamn, now's not the time to take chances, you know? There are times to take chances, not now. Anyways. What's up, Charlie Kelly? Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to share with kids. Listen, having kids is the most wonderful. I love my children. I love my children to death. But there are times where they want a bite of my food, and I'm like, oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Please don't ever say those words again. And then they're smart enough to be like, I thought you said you're supposed to share. And I'm like, oh, you little fuckers. Why did I have to teach you so well? You know, they throw that shit in your face. And you're like, all right, I'll share. And then you give them like something you didn't want. Anyways, I meant to add your cool, brother. Like and subscribed. Thank you. Appreciate you, Jack Straw. What kind of animal is that? Is that a cat? Love it. My dog sleeps in my bed. Yeah, that's a mistake people make. Unless you got a German Shepherd or a Akita, then it's okay. And they lay at the foot of your bed. God wants to bless all of us, but we get used and therefore have our blessings stolen. Huh, interesting. Binary. Thank you for another $5 super chat. Oh no, I don't want to read this. Oh, god damn. Binary, I love that you have my sense of humor. Oh God, it's like talking to my children right now. So now here's Binary's super chat. So now the commie doesn't want to share food, doesn't want to participate in personal charity. Let me guess, my taxes should be used to share fries. Oh, God bless you. God bless you, because you know, I've heard that at dinner. I've heard that at a dinner before. Oh, what a social. Look at the communist wanting to set up borders around his plate. And I'm like, listen, you dicks. Did you ever hear of the Virtue and Terror campaign during the French Revolution where Robespierre went on a Virtue and Terror campaign until the point where they turned on him? You know, I'm like, that's the kind of socialism upheaval I'm running here. I'm just kidding. But yeah, there are certain things I'm not going to share. Certain things I'm not going to share unless you're a very special someone. You know what I mean? A very special someone. Like in those, there are a few people in this life that can eat off of my plate. I could count them on one hand. Only a few people. I don't know. Maybe I have some kind of trauma, you know? Anyways, I share regurgitated food only. And global solidarity now must be a bird. Thank you for the super chat, Binary. I'm supported by viewers like you. Repent. Word of the day. Repent, Donald Trump. Repent. It's too late for you, but I just want to see you grovel. He should be in prison, by the way. We'll play some audio of Donald Trump, and then we got to get to this fucking guy. And the reason we're going to talk about this guy, because you're like, hey, Rob, that video is 2 years old of the tech mogul who used to be a Mormon. I didn't know that, but that explains a whole lot. And then is trying to live forever. He has a YouTube channel. Hold on. And the banner says, don't die. I hate to break it to this guy. I didn't want to be the one, but I could. Brian Johnson. We're all going to. All of us are going to. And the sooner you come to terms with that, the better off you'll be. And you might live your life a little differently. But I will say, as much as I'm going to give this dude a fucking hard time, we're going hard at this guy today, okay? Because he just seems like one of these incel guys who, you know, is desperate for not only attention and I don't know. I can't really diagnose this. And maybe this is why I need your help today. I need your help because what is going on with him? You know, what is going on with this guy? You can go to his YouTube channel. You can check him out for yourself. But really, why he hit my news feed? Because I've heard of this guy. I've made jokes about this guy. He's the guy who compares erections with his son. He's the guy who, hold on, I need to look at something. He's the guy who's keeping his girlfriend's period blood in his freezer. That's not a joke. Around 10 millimeters, he said. Which, it's like, I get it, bud. You finally got a girl. You're like, I'll be as weird as she wants. But I mean, boundaries. You know, boundaries. I know he's done for science. And actually, even though I'm giving him a hard time, binary, I'll read that 1 second. I want to get this. Where the fuck is my photo of this dude? Here we go. This is why he hit my newsfeed, because he announced he had a girlfriend and she has a 1%er vag. And I thought, oh God, oh God. It's like the new Kardashian thing. This is the Kardashians all over. If you didn't live through Keeping Up with the Kardashians, it was like a high society, high class Jersey Shore. You know, that's what Keeping Up with the Kardashians was. Because Jersey Shore, anybody could GTL. Anybody could go to the gym, tan, and do laundry. But the Kardashians set the bar at a level where people just became more infested with greed brain. You know, it wasn't even brain rot. It was like greed brain. You know, they just needed whatever to make themselves look like plastic fucking dolls, you know, not even real humans. And this came across my feed and I said, I gotta read that. And of course it was that psycho, Brian. Binary, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm supported by viewers like you. If you want to support, you can do it for free by hitting subscribe, hitting the little thumbs up. There's a heart, I think. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I do it on every video I go to. Almost every video I go to. Unless it's Ben Shapiro, you know. Unless it's him. But almost everybody else. I just show up and I just start hitting the hearts. I'm like, man, I know how hard it is to get those likes. I do a bad job at asking for them because I do it for the love, not for the likes. But you can support for free like that. Share it, tell a friend. Organic. This fucking cat, I'm gonna have to let this cat in here because it's just not stopping. It didn't get my universal message. Or you could super chat. I got my Cash App in the link. I'm working on Patreon. I'm trying to get it set up. I have a Patreon, but don't subscribe to it yet because I'm trying to finagle a way to do something with it. Binary. Speaking of dying, the guy who spends millions trying not to age get blood transfusion from his son got diagnosed with a chronic disease. Oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Oh, binary. I have the video. It's on his YouTube channel. And this is part of the hilarity of this. You know, like this guy is so serious about not dying. And he doesn't understand, like, you know, tomorrow you could be in some helicopter fucking... You know, you could be like, I was just doing my morning helicopter flight around my island and it crashed. You know, it's like, dude, life is so fragile. Don't bet that farm on not dying. Come on, man. Fucking come on. You know, like he's from the Church of Mormon, the Latter-day Saints, folks. You know, and if you know anything about them, we're going to go into it. Okay, we're going to go into it, but we got to talk about this guy for just a minute first. Just a minute, because there is some audio of this guy, which I got to... Did the cat give up? I think the cat gave up. My persistence in ignoring the cat won out. I'm more persistent than a cat. Put that on my resume, AI. AI. Goddamn. Don't put it on my resume. Cat didn't stop. I'll be right back. No. Lola, stay. You cannot bug me. Okay. You want to come down or no? Come on, Lola. Come on. Katie, come on. Okay, I'm not doing this. I ain't the one. All right. Everybody back. Places, everybody, places. Are you gonna jump up in my lap? Do you wanna come up here? Okay, you wanna come up? Okay, Jabbo. Come here, Jubby. Come here, Jubby. Okay, you wanna do the show? How about you just host the show? Okay? I'm not gonna host it anymore. You host it. Okay? What are you gonna say? Every time we get up, yeah, okay. Who's the Trump supporter? Free the cat. No, the cat just wants to fuck with me, that's all it is. Age reduction drug. How long do you think that tie is? Oh, Smoknblondie, I love that you're always critiquing the length of his tie. Charlie Kelly's here. I don't want to grow up. Tom Waits. Terry Grabshaw, if not dying isn't important stuff, I don't know what is, you know? I think there was a Brian Johnson that was lead singer of AC/DC at one time. Yeah, not the same person. That's why when you Google it, just Google like Bryan Johnson and then youth. Do that after. Girlfriend burned her tongue trying to make French toast or trying to eat French toast? Because if she burned her tongue while she was trying to make French toast, tell her she's making French toast wrong. You shouldn't put your tongue on the fucking griddle. Anyways, it's out of hand with his ties. It is. It is. Okay. Are you going to get down now? Look at Chubbo. She just wants to sleep. Can you please sleep somewhere else? I have stuff to do. Oh, is she asleep? Oh, she might have already fell asleep. Oh, goddamn. Oh, my God. Oh, now she's awake. Come here. Oh, God. Why do all the animals just want to be in my lap? I'm tired. I just want to do my YouTube show. That's all. And every animal's like, could I sleep in your lap? And I'm like, no, I'm going to kick you out. And then the next one's like, can I sleep in your lap? And I'm like, no. No. Oh, she is cute, though. She is cute. I'm sorry I keep moving you around. Sunshine finally caught you live. Oh, what's up, Sunshine? Amazing to see you. We support who? Foxbox, if you think anyone like Trump is a chosen person, let me explain to you, because when people try to like think God chose something for a reason, like there's so many MAGAs who's like, God protected Trump. His finger pushed the bullet. Okay. God or anointed Trump to this position. Do you know why God did that? So he could have all the heathens put on red caps, so when the resurrection happens and the fucking, they all get, what's it called? The fucking thing where they suck all the people up to heaven. Everyone wearing a red MAGA hat, not just like a Fred Durst red hat, but like a red MAGA hat is staying on Earth. They're gonna have to fight the locusts or whatever. Can you get down? Here, I'm gonna put, oh, don't jump. There, you lay down right there. That's right. Good girl. Yes, you just lay down. No, not in my lap. These animals are so funny. When I put them down, they look at me like, really? Really? Yeah, really. You lay there. The rapture. Thank you, Dead Rat. There can't be any true Christians that support Trump. Any true Christian. Yeah, Jack Straw. 100%. I mean, you can't be motivated by greed like this fucking dude and then turn around and be like, yeah, I believe in the Bible. You know that anti-greed book? You know that book about like giving up all your possessions if you want to go to heaven, that it's harder for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get in? Oh, yeah. And then I love the guy who bragged about a golden toilet and how rich he was. Yeah. Okay. Pladow. One down. One down. All right, let's listen to this greed monster. And then we'll get into this guy who he's 50 years old. And I would say he looks it. He looks like a 50-year-old who put on way too much makeup. This is Brian Johnson. He's trying to not die. God. We're going to play Trump. And I got to just do all the Brian Johnson stuff at once. Because every time his name comes out of my mouth, I'm like, this is what I mean by wealth inequality, folks. This guy is so rich. He's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just not going to die. You know, and he's not the only one. You know, there are many, many of these trillionaire types, these Epstein class elite types, who are thoroughly convinced, like whether it's Neuralinks, you know, biohacking, AI is going to solve everything. Like, they just think their wealth means like they love their wealth so much and their life so much because they don't have to fucking work 12 hours a day to afford rent, and they do so many vacations and they understand how beautiful earth is because they've seen it all, that they're like, I don't want to die. Oh no, 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 no. And it's like, that is where we are in America. In America, there are just people that are blatantly being like, I got to figure out how not to die because this fucking life is so awesome. Like, oh my God, I go on so many vacations. He posts his schedule, and his schedule is like, do all this shit that no one else can afford, work for half an hour, do all this other shit nobody else can afford to have the time to do, work for half an hour. Like, that's his thing. And I'm like, it's so funny when people are like, they work the hardest. No, they don't, man. No, they don't. The guy who's trying to figure out how not to die isn't like, here's tip number one. I should make videos for this guy. Here's tip number one, how not to die. Be rich. Have wealthy parents. Fucking sell a tech company to PayPal like he did. You know, like, that's the number one way, because if you don't have money or health insurance in America, you're dying real soon. You know what I mean? Like, you're worried about food. And you know what's worse than having to worry about not eating is the stress caused by worrying about not eating. That will give you cancer. My God. Or just living on any farm in America, or within, like, I don't know, a 10-mile radius of any farm where airplanes and fucking different farm equipment are just spraying glyphosate or whatever that shit's called all over the place. They're just doing it messy. They're like, I don't even know if this is a cornfield, but let's spray it down. And then everybody within a 10-mile radius is like, oh, weird, I just got cancer. That's odd. I was living a healthy lifestyle. It's like, there's your tip, buddy. You know, be able to live far away from the data centers, all the farmlands in America, have health insurance. There we go. And then you live for, you know, a little bit longer. That fucking cat, I'm not doing it. Binary, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm supported by viewers like you. You could hit subscribe and do it for free, or you could support like Binary. I'm convinced a lot of the loot and plunder that's been happening is all these old rich dudes just angry they have to die. The one unavoidable no. It's so true. It is so true. That, and listen, I'm not saying all rich people are like this. I'm saying like the extremely wealthy, trauma bonded individuals that you see at the upper echelon. You know what I mean? At the very upper echelon, like this guy, like Donald Trump, like Elon Musk, like these very, very ego injured people. Like, something happened in their life where they're like, oh, I'm not gonna die. Yep, that's my life goal. But what's your life goal? My life goal is to not die, you know? I wonder what they'll put on his gravestone. You know, like, fail. Like, he failed. You know, will it just be a sound effect? Because it's not happening, Brian. Here's somebody, when I was watching this video on YouTube, like, they put together this montage underneath of like him. Let's see, 89, so he must have been 5 in 89, or I don't know, how old does he look there, 10? Let's call him 10. So 89, he's 10, 99, 2009, so he's almost 30, so he's like 20 something there. So he's in his 20s there, and I think he looks, you know what I mean? If they had GLP-1s or whatever, if they had, you know, these fat loss medicines, then I think he probably would have not gone this route. I think he would have just been like a normal person and been like, hey, I'm pretty rich and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna use my money and influence for good and advocate for like healthcare for people, so that's how they can not die. But something, you know, I think you know, he's a little chubby. He was in the House of Mormon or the Book of Mormon or the Latter-day Saints. He was a Mormon, which I read, and I was like, oh, that explains so much. And this is him saying it too, by the way. I was taking screenshots of all his tweets because I was like, this guy's unfucking real, man. This dude is crazy. Wait, where are the tweets? Oh, yeah. He's like, guys, I have a girlfriend. This is from last year. Right? And he's going into all this stuff. And you're like, oh, wow, personal, deep. But the more you read, you're like, okay, like you do, you don't need like save it for your novel. You should just be a writer. And then he talks about how um, I'm a 48-year-old American raised Mormon with 3 children. She's a 30-year-old. So he's 50, she's 30. So, we got some stuff going on. We got to dig into all this. I have to play this fucking Trump audio because I'm just not going to stop. I can't stop. This is the craziest fucking story ever. That's not even the right thing. I got to stop showing his face because we're going to get into this. He looks like a bloody wax figure from an 80s horror movie. Thank you, David. I couldn't put my finger on it. He doesn't. He looks 50. Here's the thing. He thinks he does. Look at this. One of his tweets. I'm 48. My body composition resembles a 20-year-old. Of these markers, more than 90% of men in their 20s. I'm better than 90% of men. It's like, yeah, but you look like a 50-year-old wax figure. That's just the truth. And if you watch this video is on YouTube, he looks like he's wearing a ton of makeup. Like Donald Trump. Like he's covering something up. He doesn't look like a 20. This fucking guy's nuts. This guy's absolutely bananas. This guy's so ludicrous that, you only wish for the best for him. That's what it is. And it's so funny. He's trying to dunk. We're going to get into this. He's trying to dunk a basketball, and he posts his workouts of like, hey, man, this is my mission to dunk a basketball. And it's like, dude, just lower the rim. Just lower the rim and you can dunk. That's what we all did. That's what we all did. But it's so funny, him posting these workouts. It's like, bro, just watching this man work out and his footwork and his body's rhythms, if you can even call it that, white guy rhythms, you're like, this fucking guy is never dunking. Is that on Colossi or Poly Market? Because I'm going to make a fucking fortune. Like, this guy ain't dunking. Go watch this video on his Twitter. Holy shit. When he does the basketball workouts, because I grew up doing that shit, and you're like, oh, this guy would have not even made the team, but this motherfucker ain't dunking in, I don't care if he lives to be 1,000,000. He ain't dunking. They could have technology where they could replace from the waist down with a black man, and he ain't dunking. I'm sorry. That whiteness runs thick in this one. The white force is strong in this one. He ain't got no footwork. I mean, just look at the way he moves his body. That man can't dance. You know it. Oh, good God. And he posts these all the time. He posts them like, the man has no shame. And give him that. I don't know if it's a good or bad quality, but we got to play some Donald Trump stuff. Okay. I just can't stop talking about him. I'm obsessed with, this is like the most American thing right now. Well, most of the country, millions of people are kicked off their health insurance. Well, millions others can't afford how high the premiums went. Well, millions others are going to food banks that are low on food. Well, millions of others are either losing their houses or can't afford rent and working multiple jobs. Well, millions of others are being grifted by their Lord and Savior Donald Trump in pump and dumps and just verbal menage a trois where Donald Trump's like, I'm the greatest thing ever and you're living in the best time of America. And people are like, yes, we are. I eat one piece of chicken, one piece of broccoli, one tortilla, and one special thing every day, Donald. It's just fantastic that this guy's like, this Brian Johnson guy is like, I'm here to teach you how to live forever. And nobody in his circumference has been like, just fight for universal health care and you will boost the lifespan of Americans like 6-7 years. Like our life expectancy has been dropping, declining. We have one of the lowest life expectancies of the first world. And it's like, that's an easy one. If you want to make people live longer, Brian, take all of your money and advocate for universal health care. There you go. I mean, it doesn't help you at all, Brian. You clearly spend $2 million a year on your health when nobody else can do that. So thank you, Binary, for the $5. This is the type of dude that really needs to go on these Joe Rogan ayahuasca trips. It might really help him. You know what? Does Joe Rogan do ayahuasca trips? I know he probably has. Or has he? I need to find that out. Because I don't think Joe Rogan has. Has Joe Rogan done ayahuasca? Yes, he has. Oh. He has. And he's still this much of a cunt? Wow. Turns out ayahuasca doesn't work for everybody, huh? Maybe he should do another one? Maybe he should do another one, because that's crazy. That's nuts. Usually you come back from an ayahuasca trip totally different. He came back and became a fucking fed, became a compromised individual. He went from somebody who you'd think did an ayahuasca trip, a sacred adventure, to like the person who needs to do an ayahuasca trip. That's nuts, binary. But yeah, I agree. That Brian Johnson guy, he's probably lying. I don't think he would lie about that, because I've done an ayahuasca treatment. That's cool. Talks about it all the time. Oh, he's one of those guys. That reminds me of, listen, if you've ever listened to Neil Brennan, he was like one of the big writers on Dave Chappelle. He's good friends with Dave Chappelle. He's a white guy with glasses, skinny white guy with glasses, super talented, super funny. But he did an ayahuasca trip, and then on his podcast when he was doing it with that black chick, before I don't know what happened. His podcast disappeared for a while, and then he just totally rebranded and he became very mainstream with it. I think he was just trying to get a bag. And when his younger podcast, when it was just audio, this motherfucker, after ayahuasca, that's all he did. He would bring it up in the intro, every guest. Hold on, this cat's driving me fucking bananas. All right, you're in, cat. But you're not sitting in my lap. You can't do it. You can't do it. Sorry, I can't talk with the cat going meow, meow, meow. The cat's in here, but I just don't. No, the dog wants to sit in my lap. The cat wants to sit in my lap. The dog wants to sit in my lap. Guys, everybody time out, okay? Take some space to just, be with yourself. That's a good thing for everybody. You should be able to be alone for a little bit. I've been with you all day. Anyways, but Neil Brennan did that, and that is, what's up, Edward? Good to see you. Joe's not fixable. Yeah, Joe's highly compromised. I miss when a show is about bringing on people that claim to be abducted by space aliens. Now it's just book promotions. He's dude bro Oprah. He is. He's worse than dude. He's the Oprah for the government and Epstein. And I think even Oprah in her younger time was a little more edgy than Joe Rogan is now. The mystery after the trip, yeah, they did. Yes, that is true, Dusty. That is true. That is true. That is true. Lolita. Lolo, come here. You want to come up or you want to lay down? You want to come up? Come up. Come up, little girl. Come here. Come here. Oh my God, you're so fat. You're such a fatso. You're such a fatso. Can you go lay down? Yeah. Yes. Can you go lay down? There you go. Say hi. Okay. Treat the thumbs up as you would a Twatsi's face and hit it. I just tuned in time. I love talking about Toe Rogan. Oh yeah. Old Uncle Toe? Okay. You ready to go lay down? Could you go lay down? Yeah. Yes. Is it rest time? Yes, you can go lay down. Let's go lay down. Let's go lay down. Come on. Ready? And get up in your big chair. There you go. Good girl. Okay. Good girl. No, we're gonna stay. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's play this Trump stuff. I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry, this is a very ADD program today.
On Venezuela, we make hundreds of millions of dollars. I make good deals. Intel, I made $75 billion for the country. I didn't make for me, I made for the country.
You made it for the country. I'm playing this audio because then we're gonna get to this audio. playing this audio because Donald Trump says with Intel, remember he cut that bad deal where he was like, I said for 10% of your country, for 10% of your company. And they were like, yes, 10%, we'll do it. We'll do it. And he's like, oh shit, I should have asked for more. This is the art of the deal guy who fucked up on the deal. He's saying I made 75 billion, but I made it for the right. I'm sure we're going to see that investment in real time.
Made $75 billion for the country. I didn't make for me, I made for the country. Intel. I backed Intel. It's the hottest stock right now on the New York Stock.
Oh shit, buy it. If he's saying that, buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it. If he's saying that, oh my God, if he's pumping Intel, everybody buy right now. Oh, we're too late. We all lost our money. This is so crazy that the president is dumping American companies. This is why, all those billionaires lined up to give him money. They were like, oh, yo, he's going to pump us a lot. He's going to pump all them companies. And them companies are going to pump them right back. It's just a pump and dump. That's all the White House is. A bunch of guys pumping and dumping in each other.
Various stock exchanges. So we made about 75 to 80 billion dollars.
Wow, that's a lot of money. Okay, next clip. So this is Donald Trump. The very unselfish. He did it for the country. He made 75 to 80 billion dollars for the country, right? This is him just aged a little bit. If you could tell by the hair, he's just aged a tiny bit since that other clip. Just a smidge. But I think in pig years, that's a long time, It might only been like a month or so from that one audio clip to this one, but in pig years, that might be a decade because this guy looks great. He looks so good. Looking great, sir.
And they terminated the settlement in Washington, and they went after me. And what they did here was very, frankly, if you talk about reparations or if you talk about payment, what they did to me, I had a very good case against them.
So he's saying he wants reparations from Americans? Interesting. Interesting word to use, reparations, if you know how that word's been floated around in the past. But now when talking about his slush fund, he is saying he is entitled to reparations. You know where that comes from, right? That would be our tax money. The American government wouldn't just be printing that just to give it to Donald Trump. No, that would be coming out of our taxes. My Christ. And this is the same guy who's bragging about making 75 billion for the country. Okay. This is another funny one that I just want to play at Trump because Jeanine Pirro really dogged him. He hires people, especially TV people like Jeanine Pirro, Pete Hegseth. Who else is on TV? Dr. Oz. I think. Who else? There's got to be more TV. My Pillow guy. I don't think he hired him, but he was a hanger-oner. And he loves hiring TV people, not because they're qualified, because, they put on a good show and they can BS you through anything. And when you're not qualified and somebody gives you a very high-ranking position, you are indebted to them. And that's what he wants. He wants people indebted to them. So all of their judgments, all of their actions, all of their decisions are in favor of the man who placed them there, because they would have never been in that position in the first place. So it's kind of a quid pro quo. I pump you, you pump me. I believe that's what that's Latin for. Don't quote me on it, and don't look it up. We're in the day and age of don't do your own research, folks. Just trust the yellow man.
Because the judge was extremely unfriendly to Jeanine. And frankly, I think she choked.
Oh, that dumb bitch choked. You had one shot. They should queue up M&Ms. Mom spaghetti. Sweaters. My arms are heavy. We've got one shot. Don't blow it now. This bitch choked. God damn. Who would have thought? Jeanine Pirro from some Fox News, like I Investigate Mansions show. I'm pretty sure she just went to like mansions on Fox News. And then what else did Jeanine Pirro? I don't know. Who would have thought a girl with that qualifications could choke like that? when it comes to the, if you didn't hear, turns out the reflecting pool was Donald Trump's fault. turns out no one was cutting 4 million foot strips out of the reflecting pool. Turns out that was not a thing, and we all kind of knew that. But you know, in this day and age of alternative truths, they were really trying to press for you know, somebody vandalized it. That's right. It couldn't have been the Green Solutions water guy who looks like a Dick Tracy villain. Could have been him fucking up for 14 million of our tax dollars. No way, sirree, Bob. It had to have been that Olympic, what was he, kayaker or something? That Olympic guy who's very good with water. He must have tainted it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So now Donald Trump's mad at her. But why this clip gets better is because he's such a need a safe space guy. He's such a fragile snowflake that when a reporter asks him a question, this is his reaction.
Because the judge was really vicious.
Oh, so vicious. I thought you guys were the party of fuck your feelings and were the tough alpha beta cucks or whatever. You know, you don't get to be the toughest people on earth and be like, oh, what is a woman? And then be like, oh, the judge was vicious. Oh, we are the victims here. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my gracious. I'm getting the vapors of how bad we was treated. Like, what are you talking about? Handle it like a man. Be like, hey, you win some, you lose some. You dust yourself off. You pull yourself up by the bootstraps and you keep on trucking. You know? Like, listen to this bitch-made president. Oh my God, sir. And by the way, you're right, Smoking. How long is that fucking tie? It must hit the ground. Who's shopping for this man? They're doing that on purpose. Whoever is buying his ties is doing this on purpose. These are the things we'll find out when he kicks the bucket. You know, his tie shopper will write a book and be like, you ever notice how long his ties were? Go back and look at the photos. And he's like, I always bought them way too long. And that saggy bastard didn't even know. A little joke I like to pull, you know? And I will read that book. Whoever is buying this man, the president's ties, at a length way too long, probably because Donald Trump's like, I'm 6'5", and he's like, okay, sir, I'll get you a tie for being 6'5", and this is how it looks. You know, it's all the way to the floor, and everybody surrounding Donald Trump. Marco Rubio in his oversized shoes are like, wow, your tie looks great, man. Would you get that at the big and tall store because of how big and tall you are? Wow, what a good boy. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. He needs a safe space. These alpha boys really get upset when the ruling isn't in their favor. All of a sudden they become victim boys. And we're rolling until something happens. And then we're like, oh, gee willikers, those people are really mean. Thank you, Binary, for the $5 suit. So, off. What the fuck, YouTube? Oh my God. Yo, YouTube is having a tough day. I didn't want to delete that. Stop it. Binary, can you just... Oh my God. YouTube, stop popping up messages on my thing. Can you just repost it? You don't have to super chat. Just repost it. I hit the heart thing and a bunch of stuff popped up like 16 times. And then it said deleted. Can you just repost it for me? My apologies. My apologies. Yo, YouTube is a little clanky today. If you're going to insult, at least use who's insulting? Let me see. Trump is trumping your loser ass. No, he did your right. Your, that's where he got it wrong. Not funny. If I'm not funny, why are you sitting in here? Leave. Somehow I don't think Andrew Jackson would have cried about judges. Yeah, if you know anything about Andrew Jackson, he was a man of action and duels to the death. We need that back. God bless you, Binary. It's wit mixed with history, mixed with sarcasm. It is delish. I give you a 5-star Michelin comment rating. Yeah, YouTube's machine learning models are so incredibly buggy, as are other Google services. NP Seattle. What's up, Seattle? I want to go there so bad. I want to go to Seattle. Yeah, well, today YouTube just crashed in the middle of my live, which was not fun. Not fun. I had, I think, 20 million people in here. crazy, you know? So tell all your friends, hit subscribe, share this. It sucks. Then they, I'm the victim here, just like Donald Trump. YouTube's been vicious to me. Hold on, what did he say?
This was really vicious.
Yeah, YouTube's been really vicious. What, is MAGA like that? Does MAGA like that? Is that what you like, MAGA? Like, hey guys, I just did 4,000 push-ups, and unfortunately, YouTube's been really vicious to me today. All the women in my life is so vicious, I gotta tell them I'm the guy. I'm the man. You go get in the kitchen. Is that what MAGA likes? I gotta do a MAGA channel. It'd be so funny. You know, and just come on here and be like, are you too lonely at home because women are too dumb to understand how awesome you are? I could totally do that. I just don't want to mislead people, you know? I think that's poisonous. Feeding these young men like, hey man, none of this is your fault, you know? I saw how awesome you are at Call of Duty. Chicks should be impressed, you know? Do you have an attitude like a fucking mosquito? You know? Like I could totally do that. But the truth is like most of these guys are driven by fear. And they need to figure out what that fear that's driving them is. And once they figure that out, they can conquer the inner battle. And once you do that, you won't have such reactions, you know? You won't be so terrified of so many things. Because that's MAGA in a nutshell. Scared the judges are fake. The judges are vicious. They're coming after us. Oh, the elections are rigged. They're all coming after us. The deep state's coming after us. The Democrats, the socialists, the communists. Everybody's after us. The blacks, the whites, the wrong whites, the liberal whites. You know, they are victims to everyone. They can't operate in any circumstance without being like, you're attacking me. By the way, I'm the strongest sailor there ever was. I sail the internet. And I am the epitome of what a man truly, what is a man? A cigar smoking, leather chair having, anti-intellectualist me man. You know, it's so funny that they want to be both of those things. They want to be the manliest man, but also the victim of everything. It's like, fucking pick one. Pick one, Trump. What are you, the greatest ever or just the victim of everything, you know?
The judge was really vicious. Instead of going after the people that did it, the judge went after her and went after her department.
Oh, man, poor president. Man, how do you deal with it? God, you only have billions of dollars and you're only the president. You only don't even listen to any of the law. What tough luck, you know what I mean? Who would have thought? Being president sucks. What is he fucking saying, dude? Stop whining like a fucking 8-year-old. My God.
And I guess she choked. I don't know what the hell.
And I guess she choked. Now, ready for the reporter? Because this isn't a crazy question. The reporter is going to ask him something, and it's not like, this isn't out of line. You know, if she's like, if Donald Trump's being like, she choked, she fucked up, you know, she had a softball thrown to her and she missed it. She struck out. What the reporter asks is like, what anyone's thinking. Like, okay, you can fire her? Are you thinking of replacing this lady? If you think she choked, is the cut of her jib not for the job? And listen to Donald Trump's response. Again, so thin-skinned. Like, this guy can't handle anything. Maybe that's why he has such a long tie to protect him. He holds it up like a shield. Pew, pew, pew.
Are you reconsidering her role?
I don't know.
Are you reconsidering her role? That's what he says, sorry.
Are you reconsidering her role?
I don't know what you're fake news. Don't ever talk again.
How do you even know he's fake news? What if he's from Fox, you know? Huh? I love that. You're fake. Like, this guy is the toughest guy ever, but instead of being like, no, I'm not reconsidering a role. Instead of just having a concrete manser, that's what we're calling them. We're calling them mansers. No more answers. They're not womansers. They're mansers. I'm mansering you. Like mansplaining, that was birthed right here in the year of our Lord 2026 on August 3rd at sometime p.m. I just created mansers, so you're welcome. You've heard of mansplaining. Now we're done with these bitch-made boys giving these wishy-washy, you're fake news. Ew.
You're fake news. One of the worst in the business.
Oh, is he the worst? I would say the worst is someone who can't manswer a question. I mansered it. No, I'm not reconsidering her role. I'm elevating it. She's promoted to vice president. You know? Like, give a manser. Don't be like, you're fake news. Can you leave? Jeez. Interrupter. Interrupter says, what? What?
Again, you're fake news. One of the worst in the business. Fortunately, nobody watches you. But something happened. There was vandalism because
But something happened. Vandalism. It was the vandalisms. Okay. Okay, of course. He's got to be the victim in that. It wasn't me and my friends at Green Solutions, you know, Swamp Ponds or whatever the fuck it is. It wasn't Shrek who I hired to come down here. It was vandalism. That's it. Yeah, right. Okay. What else do we got? What else do we got? Oh, I got to play this for you because God bless Thomas Massey. I mean, I don't really like 90% of his takes on shit. He is a Republican. But there's some stuff where he pops off and I'm like, that's good info. That's good stuff right there. I just want to play this for you. That's all. Thomas Massey.
If I see a politician run a TV ad and it's them in a duck blind and then they get up and start talking about the Second Amendment and they don't tell you what the Second Amendment means to them and they imply that it's about duck hunting, I don't trust that politician. The Second Amendment is about keeping our government in check. It is about keeping the possibility of a tyrannical government from evolving. And if it does, giving you the means to enforce the Constitution. If I see a politician run a TV...
Yeah, get it. Get it, mass dog. Again, he's like a Kentucky Republican. Is he from Kentucky? I don't know. So, like, me and him are going to agree on most shit, you know. But there's a couple of things. I like his take on the Epstein files, and I like his take on this. I like his take on this because if you don't know, old Abe Lincoln, Honest Abe, never told a lie in his life. I think. I don't know. Scholars maintain the translation was lost a long time ago, but they call him Honest Abe for a reason. And I'm going to read you a quote from his first inaugural address, March 4th, 1861. Lincoln said, "This country with its institutions belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it." That's why we have amendments, just so you know. When people are like, do you think the founding fathers messed up? And it's like, yeah, that's why we have amendments. You know what the word amend means? Do you know what an amendment is? They were like, oh, the founding fathers screwed up. We need to amend the Constitution. So it's always hilarious to me when people are like, oh, how dare you shit on the founding fathers? And it's like, we've been doing that the whole country. That's why we have amendments. God, stop being so stupid, people. Anyways, whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it or their revolutionary right to dismember or overthrow it. That's not my quote. That's Honest Abe Lincoln, 16th president. Did not like going to the play. Loved the play, didn't like going. Anyways. Yeah, so if you've never heard that quote, look it up. It's one I bring up all the time on the show because I love it. Because when people are like, oh, yo, the Second Amendment is for militias and stuff. No. Civil War, Revolutionary War, and whatever comes next. I don't know. Maybe Honest Abe was seeing into the future because he said the people who inhabit this fucking country have a revolutionary right to dismember or overthrow it when we grow weary. And I'm weary AF. Weary AF. So Tommy Mass, old Tommy Mass. Cool beans, bro. Cool beans. I like the language you're speaking. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Binary, come and take it. Quote, bumper sticker next to a back the blue bumper sticker. All these guys talking about tyrants will lawfully hand over their weapons. Worse than that, have you ever seen those There's YouTube videos where it's like the police fucking cam, and they'll have like a back the blue sticker when they're getting pulled over, and the police will come up and they'll be like, "Hey man, I'm white and on your team." And the cop's like, "You're drunk as shit. Get out of the car." And they're like, "What do you mean?" And they go full Karen mode. They really think, you know, they were anointed to fucking, I don't know, have some special kind of privilege. And then when you bring up white privilege, they, I don't know, want to ban a book or something. They're like, they get livid. Cage, thank you for the super chat. 1999. So I am supported by viewers like Cage and Binary Ghost. And you can support too. You don't even have to super chat. If you want to, that'd be nice. You could cash at me too. You could support the show in any way. But if you share it, you tell a friend, you hit, there's a like button, I think it's a heart. Or just hit subscribe, hit notifications. Join me every week today. You know, if you like the news ADHD style, oh, you're gonna love this channel. If you like the news with heavy sarcasm, a heavy dose of sarcasm, because you just can't take any of this stuff seriously. You just can't. Cage, Marbury versus Madison, 1803. Quote: "A law repugnant to the Constitution is void." Oh, I like that quote. Norton versus Shelby County, 1886. Quote: "An unconstitutional act is not a law. It confers no rights. It imposes no duty. It affords no protection." Ooh. Oof. Those are some heavy, heavy quotes, man. I love that. And that's what I mean. Once you start digging into history, you realize all these panty sniffing bootlickers got it wrong, you know? I mean, they had it right when like Biden was, you know, when they were like storming the Capitol and all that shit. It was like I got the spirit of it, you know. I was like, that's some chutzpah right there. I mean, they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're all morons. You know, they're absolutely the stupidest people that you've ever seen. But I like their spirit, you know. I like the cut of their jib. But they're doing it for some golden tyrant who is just some rich kid Democrat from New York who like tricked them into doing it, you know, because he didn't want to go to prison. And it turns out like Biden's DOJ wasn't even going to put him in prison. It's like, why not? Just put that man in prison, you know? He's a graper. He's Gene Carroll. 2025, I think it was. 2026. Anyways. Are you saying that guy in the buffalo costume didn't have his heart in the right place? Yes, Binary. Yes, I'm saying the guy, and that's, you know, that's really what bums me about that shit. Because if there was someone wearing that buffalo outfit and had their heart in the right place, like I could wholeheartedly, I don't mean to say heart so many times, but I could really get behind somebody dressing like that for the right reasons, you know? Like if they were out there screaming for universal health care and like, we're gonna ram down these insurance companies or whatever, you know? If they were doing it for the right reason, for the people. But like the people in J6 were like, Donald Trump was like, this is rigged. He had no proof. He had Mike Lindell, the pillow crackhead, like spewing venom to everybody, and they were just like, well, yeah, we'll do whatever, man. We'll do what you say, you know. And it's like, you were on the wrong side in America in the 1770s, just so you know, MAGA. Like, because there was a guy who thought he was a king, and there were people in America who were like, yeah, we should just be under the monarch's rule. And like that is the equivalent of today, you being like, yeah, this guy says he never wants to give up power, and like that should be like a thing. Fucking crazy. And I hate it because like it reminds me of Jackass, you know, with that kind of stupidity and that kind of spirit, like you could really get some shit done. But you need smarter people with a better cause than like, let's keep one guy in power forever, you know, like that. I don't know, throughout the centuries, I'm pretty sure that ends, you know, in a basket. Let's just say it ends with heads in a basket. You know, it doesn't go the way you thought. Anyways, we gotta talk about you be a Democrat or American. You can't be both. Well, you can't be a Democrat, Republican, or an American. You have to be American, because Democrats and Republicans are very anti-American. And remember, I define American as the fucking people. So if you're anybody who is like, nope, people should have to work to get insurance to take care of their health, or they should have to work 2 or 3 jobs, or they should have to go into debt to get better educated, or they should have to, whatever the very American things are. You know, like, you're anti-American. You are against the Americans who make up America. As Abe Lincoln said, you know, this country and its institutions are for those who inhabit the country. You know, the land fucking has nothing to, the land isn't ours. As much as you think you own it, it's the indigenous peoples. You know, that is their sacred land. But America ain't about the fucking soil you're standing on. It's about the people. People forget that. I think you could be a socialist or a terrorist. I agree. I agree. Come on, Americans, stand up for humans, please. Jottons, that's all I've been saying here. And I love it. Then people are like, well, why don't you give all your shit to them? And that person's probably a Christian and doesn't even understand Jesus like said to do that. And I have no problem fucking with, you know, whatever you think that means. Like, what do you think that means? You know, like this is where like people highlight how stupid they are. It's weird to brag about how dumb you are. So you want me to give all my stuff to everyone in America who doesn't have something? Is that comment? Like, do you hear the words you're fucking saying? Or are you so dumb and surrounded by people who just like placate you? Do they pander to you? Do they treat you like a child? What I'm doing, advocating, which you're not doing, showing your face on here, is for a better fucking country. You know, because there are people like Donald Trump who will tell you every day, what do you want? Healthcare and fucking babysitting? Communist? You know, and it's like, no, that's what our tax money should be spent on. Not helping Israel do forever wars, you know? Not protecting the Epstein associates. Like, our tax money should be, I don't even think we should pay politicians. They make too much money from the corporations. I think our tax money should go into the government and then redistributed like it already is, but it's usually redistributed to corporations and rich people and fucking things that we don't need, like bombs and wars. I think it should be redistributed to us so we have something in this country. We have nothing. And you apparently like it. You know, so I'm advocating for a change in that. Like many, you could just look up in history, American history, there are people that have done similar things without giving away all their shit, you moron. Good God, how stupid are these people? Very, very. Okay, I want to get to this story. This is crazy, man. So, a top 1% vagina. YouTube, that's not a bad word. This is a Vanity Fair article. And of course, when I saw that, I was like, what the this is not the new status symbol. This is not a new longevity thing. This is clickbait, right? That's what I think. And then I go into the article and I start reading. Brian Johnson, the world's most dedicated oversharer, that's a good word for him, is in love. The 48-year-old got famous for documenting his strict diet and elaborate regimen of supplements, many of which he also sells, of course, as well as exotic therapies, including an injection of, quote, young Swedish stem cells. Some of these people need to be investigated, you know, all in the pursuit of not dying, ever. And after he got a girlfriend, he told his public more than they'd ever want to know. Quote, just gave Kate oral. Good night, everyone, he tweeted this spring. And it's like, listen, if you're tweeting that, and let me just show you the guy who's tweeting that. If you're this guy at 50 years old and you're tweeting that, it's not even oversharing. At this point, it's like, okay, dude, so you did it for the first time? Wow. You know, like, give me a fucking break with this guy. Give me a break. There are men that I've known like this in my life that, like, you know, they were like this dude, right? He looks like this now. This is his girlfriend, right? She's 30, he's fucking 50, and he looks every day of 50. Here they are, adorable couple, right? Yeah, they're the same age. He's like, I look like a guy in my 20s. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Like if I wasn't talking about this, right, and I held up this picture, who would think the guy is younger? Honestly, outside of like the Ed Hardy and Jinko jeans that he's fucking wearing. Like, dude, the clothes don't make the man, okay? They just don't, homie. And the way you stand is very 50 years old. Like, I'm gonna get called on in fucking my community college courses. Like, give me a fucking break. Oh God. Does anybody think this guy looks younger than her? Anybody. Anybody. Oh, what's up, Solus? Yo, let's play Fortnite. I haven't been on Fortnite in forever. Do you do the Fortnite still? Let's do the Fortnite. And we'll stream on Twitch. Because Jess is affiliated on Twitch. And I'm trying to get her to start playing Fortnite. And she won't. But I know you will. Good to see you, Solus, by the way. Dale, come on. Visit a red state. Talk to people. Crazy goes both ways. What is Dale talking about? I don't even know. Oh, bloody hell, comrades. What did I just walk in on? Oh, Salty Slay. You don't want to know. That'd be fun. I haven't played in a bit either. It'd be fun back. All right, let's do it. Maybe later tonight. Hey now, I'd wear that Don't Die hoodie. I like spreading a positive message. It's not so much a positive message as it's like a screaming inner child of that man. You know, I mean, I get it. It's on its face, his "Don't Die" hoodie seems like a positive, almost sarcastic, like tongue-in-cheek kind of funny thing. But really, when I read that, because I've read too much about this man already, I'm like, oh my God, that is all of his fears put onto a hoodie. And it's almost like reminding him every day, you know? I would imagine he has major OCD or some kind of anxiety thing. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think you need a doctor license anymore to diagnose people because RFK Jr. is running the health department. So I'm not sure how meritocracy works anymore. Dude has never given an orgasm in his life. 100%. All right. So anyways, the reason I'm bringing this up is because this dude, we're reading this article. Oh, jumping ahead. I'm reading this. That he tweeted, just gave his girlfriend that. Good night, everyone. And then there was more. This is her vaginal microbiome report. 100 out of 100 score. Top 1% of all vaginas. And that's how this starts, right? And I'm like, okay, that's clickbait. That's interesting. That's what you want to talk about at the water cooler. Hold on one second. All right, so vaginal microbiome report, 100 out of 100. And I would, who's giving these reports? Is he doing them himself? Because I don't try. I want a second opinion. Like any good person with a diagnosis, I want a second opinion. I think he's doing this number one to kind of like it's a well, it's not really a humble brag because I don't know. Is this not cringeworthy? Like any 50-year-old tweeting that he just gave his girlfriend that, and then tested her microbiome, and then claims it's in the top 1%. Like I would say it's not even a humble brag, but it's kind of like a cringe brag. Is that a thing? Like he's cringe bragging. We got to figure out a word for that because it's gross. It's a taste test. Oh, listen, Binary Ghost, this is the truth. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I mean, that's the truth. That's how you, I mean, if you want to know if it's in the top 1%, you know, you have to find out if it's finger licking good or whatever this motherfucker was saying. You know, like, you don't need a microbiome report because here's the thing. It's like art, okay? It's like art. And art, the beauty of art is in the eye of the beholder. So there is no, what is it? Different strokes for different folks. You know, all those cliche things. It's really like an individual thing. There is no top 1% of all vaginers. I would say there's a bottom 10%. I would say we could all agree there's a bottom 10%, just like, you know, with ugly. You know, like they're clear, like they have the ugliest dog. You know, like we can all agree that, like, you know, Donald Trump is, you know, in the top 10% of some of the ugliest people we've ever seen. And I think everybody can agree with that. You know, everybody, even MAGA under their breath, behind closed doors, in a locked bunker somewhere, they would even admit that. You know, like you don't look at that guy and go like, oh yeah, that makeup, that fucking mandarin orange makeup is looking mwah, good today. You don't do that, you know, and that's fine, you know. Nobody's sleeping with him because of his looks. He'll even tell you that. He's like, no, I'm rich, you dummies. You think I bought that Slovenian whore with my looks? No. They took Amex. You know, he should have done a commercial for it. But let's keep reading. What followed was a report from a vaginal microbiome test confirming the elite status. I don't believe she's elite. I think this is propaganda. This is vagina propaganda, and I don't believe this is elite. And I believe that they're doing this to sell, you know, like Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop vaginal cream. I'm not sure. This, Johnson claimed, was a critical marker of Tolo's overall health. We're reading a Vanity Fair article. If you're just joining and wondering who's this crazy person, hi, I'm Rob. Vanity Fair article about Brian Johnson, the guy who doesn't want to die, which, you know, just that alone, like, I don't know, somebody like that, I would just not trust, you know, just because of history, you know. I'm like, who are you, Jesus? Don't want to die. Even Jesus had to die, man. You know, he just came back. That should be your thing, like resurrection, you know, you and Walt Disney, and be like, listen, man, I know I'm gonna die, but I'm coming back, you know. And then you start a whole cult. You start a whole religion off that shit. Anyways, he soon began referring to his girlfriend's genitals as Kate's 1%, which is, again, for a 50-year-old guy, that's cringe. That is, I shouldn't even, I'm old enough to not be able to say cringe, but I have to, because at this point, is there anyone that thinks like a 50-year-old guy referring to his 30-year-old girlfriend's genitals as the 1%? Does anyone think that's cool? Is anyone hearing that and being like, oh, I gotta bite that? You know, besides maybe, I don't know, some Hollywood bitches that, you know, want a t-shirt. One of them, what are them called? Bedazzled t-shirt that says their name and 1%. So when guys at the bar ask them about it, they're like, it's my vag, you know. And you're like, oh God, nobody does. Oh my God, there must be something going on down there. Tolo then leapt into the comments, reassuring followers that she was totally fine with the world knowing that the bugs in her vagina are the very best bugs. Weird sentence, but that's okay. Okay. Everyone with a vagina has a vaginal microbiome, just like everyone has an ecosystem of microorganisms living in and on their stomach, mouth, skin, and even their eyelashes. There is evidence that the particular mix of beneficial and harmful bacteria that live on us affect our health in complex ways. Duh. Yeah, we're in the year of our Lord 2026. We fucking get it. You know, we're not living in the George Washington days where he's like, what is this vaccine you say? How you do it? The dead germs? What? The sun kills all of those. Like, yeah, we get it, man. We get it. I love how Vanity Fair is talking down to us. But again, like I would say, okay, this dude who's very proud of this, is using the scale wrong, you know, because like when I'd have to talk to her, but when you meet people, sometimes it's like your pheromones and your chemistry mix, right? And it's not necessarily like, oh, you got the best vag bugs ever. It's just that your chemistry and pheromones mix. You know, there's like a genetic attraction to some people, right? Just like you can walk into a room and be like, ooh, something feels off about that person. I don't think it's just because of the microorganisms, you know. I think there's more. I think it's God. Anyways, the female body, however, has historically been an afterthought for longevity bros. Yep, that's why they're bros. And the medical industry, like, well, I would also say longevity bros probably haven't historically got to think about the female body. If you're a longevity bro like this guy and you're obsessed with making your body live forever, I couldn't imagine you have much time to invest in a woman. That's not me being a dick. I'm just saying, like, if you spend your day like this guy is, right? Where he says, training today for training to dunk a basketball, and then uploads a video of him doing the most ridiculous looking exercises, you know, like white guy exercise, you know. And they're not just white guy exercises, but he made them white guy exercises. Longevity bros, that is. Cool name. Yes, that's what these people are called because they want to live forever. Hold on, I'll show you his sweatshirt that you could probably buy online for, I'm guessing, like $100. I'm guessing. Like, this dude has hundreds of millions of dollars, and he probably sells this Don't Die sweatshirt, this Don't Die hoodie, for like $125, you know, because it probably has like, I don't know, optimum fucking ions. It's like I stitch every fucking hoodie that I make over a lava lamp, and you're getting the greatest ions that Earth has to provide. You know, the Himalayan salt ions. So I sell these for $125, and it's just bullshit. It's probably made in Vietnam. But I would just say these longevity bros, if you don't know what that is, this guy doesn't want to die. Let me just start playing some audio. That's what we should do. Here we go. We'll get back to the Vanity Fair story. I think it's fair that we do. This is the ABC 2 years ago did a whole thing with him. So if you haven't heard about this guy, he's been around. He's been around for a while, but he just got a girlfriend. He was married before, but he talks about his marriage in a tweet where he said he was in an arranged marriage in the Mormon community. So, like, he didn't even really get married. It's just, I guess the Mormons were like, all right, you guys are going to bang, but I'm also going to, I get your wife at some point. I don't know how Mormonism works. I know they treat women horribly. Anytime I see a Mormon Latter-day Saints woman walking up to my car, I'm like, blink twice if you need help, sweetheart. Jesus didn't intend for this for you. You know, like, if you need help escaping, you let me know. I'm here to save your ass. You ain't saving mine. But he was in the Church of Mormon, so he talks about his arranged marriage, and then he got out of it, and he got rich. He got really rich, and then he was like, I was just looking at a life of solitude, or some shit like that, like he was goddamn Superman. And turns out, at 48, he found a 30-year-old who I'm guessing was really impressed with his youthful appearance. He totally doesn't look like a wax figure. Not at all. He looks like a 20. That 50-year-old looks 20, right? Everybody, right? He doesn't look like a 50-year-old that's made of wax and wearing a lot of makeup. Absolutely not. No way, Jose. Looks 20. Hey, fellow high schoolers, how's college going? Hey, kids, how are ya? You know, yeah, I bet he carries a skateboard everywhere and wears a Von Dutch fucking trucker cap. Anyways, let's play some of this C-A-B. It doesn't matter. One of the alphabet shows, you know, because this guy's hilarious.
Very first time in human history where you can say with a straight face, you may not die.
So he said, this is the very first time in human history you could say with a straight face, you may not die. You could say it with a straight face. There will be a lot of people laughing behind you.
You believe that? Oh, there's no question.
Oh my God. I can't wait to get to one of the videos he uploaded to his YouTube channel because he got diagnosed with something. So it's like, oh, this is where it's going to be crushing for him. The come down off of this guy believing that he's not going to die because he took his son's plasma or something. He did that. He did that. This is going to be a hard crash, worse than any drug you could ever take. And this guy takes a lot of them. Wait, they'll show you the cabinet of drugs that he takes to not die.
It's hard to believe tech millionaire Brian Johnson is 46 years old.
No, it's not. It's not hard to believe. It's not. I look at him and I'm like, yeah, that's a 46-year-old masquerading as some dude who's not going to die.
But no matter his chronological age, he's striving for the biological age of an 18-year-old. His team of 30 doctors utilize...
Team of 30 doctors here in America where, by God, you'd be blessed to even have one.
As all the latest tech, the plan is rigorous.
It's actually really hard.
Yeah, it is. And it burns really fast.
At $2 million a year.
$2 million a year to not die. I wonder how this is going to work out for him. Binary, thank you for the super chat. I mean, if your conception of high schoolers and college kids comes strictly from late 90s, early 2000 WV shows, then yeah, he looks great. Best comment. Best comment. And if you don't get that, go back and watch any 90s or early 2000s fucking high school show. Any of them. Any of them. And you'll be like, how are these people in high school? Like it's bananas, man. Like what we just accepted as reality. Good God, man. Great comment. Great comment. Nah, he's a full-blown vampire. Oh my God, I am that is. Does that not look like a tertiary character from Twilight? He looks like one of the family. That is terrifying. He looks like when, what's her name? Kristen Stewart. I don't know her name in the thing. He looks like when Kristen Stewart goes to meet Edward's family, and there's like a bunch of people, and she's like, "How are these all your family?" Like, that's weird. You're all the same age. And then he's like, we're vampires. We sparkle in the sun," or whatever happens in that movie, Twilight. He looks like like the brother that stayed in his room all day. That's what he looks like. He looks like the Twilight character that got cut out of the film, but he was like the weirdo. They were like, he keeps dating girls way too young. Like we're vampires. We're like 1,000 years old, and he keeps hanging out at the local middle schools. This is fucked. They're like, we gotta keep him in his room, man. Anyway, sorry. The comments are too good. The comments are too good right now. I am that is. God bless you. Twilight vampires sparkled. Oh yeah, they did. He would be the youngest kid on 90210. That's what they should have said. They should have been like, and if you've ever seen 90210, you would think he was 20. You absolutely will. Isn't that right, Dylan? Anyways.
A life like this is out of reach for almost everyone.
I love it. And he's like, and I'm doing this for you, people. I'm trying not to die for you. And it's like, why? All we want to do is see a doctor without paying $30 fucking to go,
And this is what I take on a daily basis of supplements. It's alphabetized, and we have a year's supply of everything we do.
It's part of his quest to live forever, which...
Oh, I can't wait till someone breaks it to him. Like, bro, this ain't happening. This ain't happening. You could eat all those supplements all you want, but this ain't happening. And if you think I'm kidding, just wait. I'm going to play another video for you.
He believes may happen in our lifetime.
And what I've shown is for the very first time, we could potentially think about ourselves improving at the speed of technology.
On this day of...
No, that is actually, you did not prove that because AI has light speed fucking bounds beyond what we can even understand. There's many, many much smarter people than I being like, we're fucked if we don't rein this in. Like, at some point there will be a supercomputer and it is going to put data centers in your butt, you know? And this guy's like, I think I'm proving that humans are advancing quicker than technology. It's like, really? Give us a PlayStation, fucking give us Grand Theft Auto 6 of the humankind, bro, and then I'll believe you. If you can advance your body before Grand Theft Auto 6, is that it? 7? I don't know which one. Comes out, then I'll believe you. Oh, you can't? Then shut up. Shut the fuck up. Like, this should just be an interview with, like, hey, really rich guy does obscene shit to fucking not face the fear that he's gonna die alone.
At his home in Los Angeles, he lets us into his pricey routine and his excitement for the future of...
I love it, because when people are like, rich people work so hard, I'm like, you think this guy can do any work all day? He has to try not to die. You know how long it probably takes him just to take the pills he takes daily? It's your whole morning commute. Whatever your morning commute is. If your morning commute is over 40 minutes, that's this guy sitting at his fucking vitamin cabinet, which is alphabetized, and taking one of each. You know what I mean? Like, that's a 40-minute routine. He's like, all right, I gotta take ashwagandha. I gotta take vitamin B9 that Dr. Oz told me. I gotta take this. Like, that is a long routine. And everything else they're showing is not him sitting in some office. If you think the secret to living a longer life is staring at a fucking computer, doing work, or listening to a boss asking for TPS reports, you are high, son. This guy knows. He's like, no. I will never work a day in my life. I will work out. That's the only work I do. I will rest and relax, and I will not stress myself out. You know? That should be the whole thing. This lady should be like, and do you think this is possible for anybody else? Anyone else that doesn't have hundreds of millions of dollars?
The human race.
And do you think that if you cracked the fountain of youth, do you think that would benefit humanity at all? Or do you think like a few tech tycoons would hoard that or sell it for $1 quadrillion to the Saudis, and then China would get it, and that would be the end of it? You know what I mean? And they would just be like, laugh like some evil fucking movie villain and be like, "Mwahahaha, I will own your grandchildren." You know, like there's no good scenario where this works out for the people.
I'm the first human
to be so fucking stupid that you're spending $2 million a year on. You know what? I'm just going to play the next video. Because when you go to his YouTube channel, which I was like, oh, this guy's got a YouTube channel? Awesome. I'm not going to subscribe, but I will randomly stop by. And I did. And he said, I have some bad news right here. We're going to watch a little bit of this video. He has some bad news. Well, what is it, Brian? What is it? Did God come to you in a dream?
So I've got some bad news.
And by the way, in this video, watch this video. He looks 50. Oh, come on, Cat. Cat, you're hitting stuff on the computer, and this is why I can't have you in my lap, because you step on the keyboard. Wait a minute. Okay. All right, just had to check the animals. He looks 50. He doesn't look 20. Like, if I saw this guy IRL, I'd be like, oh God, it's so sad when old people want to be young. You know, like, just embrace your age, man. Do a little Botox, you know, go get that Turkish hair delight that Elon Musk got, and just, you know, just buy a Ferrari or something. I don't know. This is the worst midlife crisis I've ever seen in my life.
I got diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, and my stomach is eating itself.
Oh, turns out 1 million supplements every day won't stop you from your stomach eating itself. Maybe it's the 1 million supplements a day where your stomach is like, dude, we can't handle this. Jesus Christ, man. Vitamin overload.
We just found out about this diagnosis last month when I did a bidirectional endoscopy, which means it's a colonoscopy and also you go down the throat as well. So look at...
Wait a minute. Did he do up the butt and down the throat at the same time? So the cameras did the old lady and the tramp? Oh my God. Why would you do that at the same time? Like, this guy is just pushing the envelope for so many things. you know, calling his girlfriend, his 20-year difference of a girlfriend, his 18-year difference of a girlfriend, the top 1% of vages, and then saying, I did a dual oscopy where they went in my throat and up my butt. YouTube, this is medical stuff, so like you can't demonetize this. I'm talking medical, man. This isn't even a joke. This guy literally just said that.
In my entire intestinal tract. And so this is actually something that I was diagnosed with when I was 21 years old. I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. And so I started taking hormones to modulate my thyroid, but the thyroid and the stomach actually pair really well together in immunology. So when you have a problem with the thyroid...
Here's the thing. This is a smart dude. I will not pretend like this guy doesn't have enough money to spend the time and energy into reading a lot and talking to smarter people. This is a smart dude. I also think some of the things he's doing for women is very good. You know, like if he's taking the initiative to, no. Where is it? I also like, he says, I'd tell Hunter Biden, I'd talk to my dad about doing 25 milligrams of psilocybin, which is that 2.5 grams? Because Brian, you fucking nerd. No. If you want to, if you're talking about having a woman in her 80s talk after Alzheimer's, where there's a show on this, or maybe it's not a show, but there's articles on this that I think I've talked about here, and there's shows about psilocybin. You have to take like a heroic dose, because there's a show I talk about the medical studies with psilocybin, and they're taking like 5-6 grams at a time. If you know anything, you're like, all right, just be prepared, make sure you're in a comfortable room and there's people watching over you. You know, you need a sacral guide at that point, because you're going to lose it. So it's just, you know, 25 milligrams, that's nothing. You know, if Hunter Biden's dad has got to do psilocybin, I'm talking 5-6 grams. You know, he's got to do a heroic dose. So there are things about this dude that I really, really appreciate, but there's a lot that I'm like, This is one of the cool things. Like, he keeps talking about his girlfriend's menstrual cycle, and he's doing it with her consent. So again, I appreciate that. But like, you know, the way they're doing it is like, look at how rich we are. This is what we can do all day, you know? And I'm sure that's why she's with him. Oh, no, she's with him because he looks 20. Monitored by a 12-person fucking team. This is so crazy. But as much as, like, you know, this kind of seems a bit much, I do think if it's done through the proper protocols and he's actually applying science to it and giving it to science people, because he's like a Venmo guy. He's not like in the science field. He's a tech bro. So I think if he's giving this research over to people, I think that's great for women. Any kind of breakthrough, any kind of study that is, you know, women's health has just been underlooked for a long time. So I really do appreciate this guy. Live forever is a bit fucking much. You know, don't die is not like a message you want to send to your kids. You know, imagine how traumatized this guy's fucking kids are, you know. And his kids are probably weirdos. You know, his kid, I guess one of the, oh, you know what? Let me just pull up the chat GPT thing I hook up. So, when I was like, he's done some weird stuff and I had to use AI because I just didn't want to research a bunch of different articles that I've read before, and I figured they could do it real simple for me. And he receives plasma from his son, which he talks about in one of the videos, and then he publicly was discussing how he compared his own nighttime measurements with his son, which I would just like, you know, this is a weird family. This is a weird family. I don't think that's appropriate. And it's weird that, just like to highlight that this guy, because he's super wealthy, could share that on whatever it is, Twitter. But if some guy who is living in a fucking double wide trailer was sharing that on Twitter, I'm pretty sure his kids would be taken away. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like a weird, what is it called? Not double jeopardy. My brain's cooked. Anyways. So yeah, so these are things that have been concerning for the public, you know. Taking his erections as a longevity metric. I mean, if you're taking it literally, but anyway, that was a dad joke. That was an inappropriate dad joke. All right, let's get back
You
to this
sometimes
guy.
have a problem with the stomach. It's actually a clinical name for it. And so I didn't know this thing was happening inside my stomach. But what happens is, so think of your immune system like you have trillions of soldiers. Each one is an immune cell. And they have a specific key.
Okay, exhausting. Can he like talk about how he's not gonna die from this?
The iron, my ferritin go up. And so one of my
Oh God, yeah, this is boring. He's like, yeah, I got this thing. Now, the don't die hoodies are seeming a little ironic.
how ironic and humorous it is that the don't die guy is now getting diagnosed with this.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't see that part and I just said that. Oh my God, whoa, twinsies, except I look younger than you.
This incurable disease. And I welcome all of it. I was the first person to say I'm most likely going to die of something incredibly ironic. And it's just,
Yeah. Like, I agree with him on this. Like, I think the way he's going out is like a fucking vitamin overdose, and it's gonna be hilarious. He's even gonna be laughing. Like, we're all gonna be laughing, because this will be up and it'll be like, don't die. I take 1 million supplements a day. And then people will be like, how'd he die? And be like, supplement overdose. It's horrific. No one saw that vitamin A coming. Got him. Got him. The man turned yellow like he had jaundice. Holy shit. Like it's going to be something like that. God's got a sense of humor. Anyways, go on, Brian.
just kind of my fate. I'm okay with that. I've reconciled with it. So
I really, as much as I I would not, I just don't think me and him could be friends, but I really, I appreciate who he is. You know what I mean? Not the don't die stuff, but, I think this guy is fascinating. I think he's got an interesting take. But there's something off about him that I just can't put my finger on, and I'm like, we would not be able to, if he called me, I would ghost him, But I would totally stay up to date with his takes on, I don't know, irony.
I think the discussion is positive, but my team and we feel really fired up.
It's funny too how listening to him 2 years later, right? Let me go back to the CBS interview. Very serious. I'm not going to die. I'm the first guy to not die. Ha 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 ha. And then 2 years later, he's like, man, I've always kind of known I was going to kick the bucket.
To opt into an algorithm that takes better care of me than I can myself.
He calls his all-encompassing protocol Project Blueprint.
Blueprint was born out of trying to fix my own problems, but then taking care of my family, my kids and my parents, my friends.
It's generated a steady churn of shock headlines. He once injected himself with his son's plasma.
The way that happened is my dad is now 70. One day we were talking on the phone. I said, Dad, also, there's these plasma exchanges people have been doing that have shown some evidence that is potentially helpful for people with cognitive decline. Now, it's still experimental. It's not ironclad yet. But if you want to try it, I'd be more than willing to offer you my plasma. And my son overheard the conversation. He's like, Dad, I'm in. So he did it knowing full well what he was doing.
He recognizes how insane this all sounds.
The perceptions people have about Blueprint and me are all wrong. They think I live in a cage. They think that I'm somehow deprived of joy. They think that somehow I just don't understand that.
No, I think, this is your passion, buddy. That's weird. No, I think, you're having the time of your life. I'm scared for you because when, listening to this video, when you're like, yeah, I'm gonna die. You ain't got that same fucking spirit you had in the 2 year ago interview.
We are ready for this task. We want this task. The past couple of years have been about how do you fine tune the body through nutrition and exercise.
Oh, like what everyone on YouTube does?
And, various protocols. And now it's how do you actually take on the diseases that create mortality risk for us and solve them?
Jesus Christ. This is such clickbait bullshit. That's all it is. Oh, how do we take all the diseases? I don't know. Fucking start by being against the government that's I don't know, let's bring back measles. He doesn't really care. This is a self-interested thing. That's what it is. I like his insanity. I like, oh, binary. I'll read that one second. I love this guy's insanity because I think the world needs like weird, insane people like this, where he's like, I'm going to study my my 20-year younger girlfriend's menstruation. Like that crazy shit to me is like, all right, somebody's doing it. Cool. That's cool. Hey, he's beating his own path. You know, he's walking the trail less traveled or whatever. I think that's great. But I also think this is all done out of a selfish desire for him really not to die because he has so much money and he loves the life he's living. You know, he loves the attention. He was a Mormon. I mean, there's so much context that I'm reading into that might just not be true. But again, I'm just going off vibes. Just going off vibes. I heard about the plasma exchanges from Alex Jones back in the early 2010s when it was tested on mice. He was right about these people being vampires. What's up, Colander? I get that people have to have hobbies, but think how many starving children the value of that medicine cabinet could feed. Yeah, that's the other thing that bugs me. Alma, what's up? I doubt he got his son consent. What a weirdo. Well, he had to say that. He had to be like, yeah, my son totally wanted to do this. I wasn't like, you're not going to inherit anything if I do die if you don't give me that fucking plasma, you little brat. You know, like that's how it probably went down. I'm guessing. No, I know what he's doing. What do you think he's doing? I mean, here I am just totally labeling this guy as like, I know what he's doing. But again, like when you hear him in this interview and he's like, I'm not going to die and I'm injecting my son's plasma every night. Ha 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 ha. And then 2 years later, he's like, oh, god damn, I got a genetic disease. Holy fuck, I'm gonna die. I always knew I was gonna. Like, he's literally 2 years later be like, I always knew it. And I thought it would be some ironic way I'd die. It's like, no. In fact, like your whole lifestyle business is circled. Your hoodie says don't die. Like everything is like you believed. You said it in the beginning of this video. I think we could say with a straight face.
Right now is the very first time in human history where you can say with a straight face, you may not die.
Oh, really? And then just what? A short 2 years later, you're like, I always knew.
Has been a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of people who are really concerned about the my diagnosis, which I appreciate very much. A lot of people are leaping for joy, just like, you know, how ironic and humorous it is that the don't die guy is now getting diagnosed with this this incurable disease. And I welcome all of it. You know, like I was the first person to say I'm most likely going to die.
That's wrong. You were not the first person in the fucking history of the world to be like, I'm pretty sure I could say with a straight face, we're not gonna die, folks. We're gonna live forever. That should have been the t-shirt. Not don't die. What a fucking weird message. Don't die? Like, don't tell me what to do. Jesus. People are getting hit by buses right now. You know? I would have had the t-shirt say, we're gonna live forever. That's a fucking shirt I'd rock. Patent pending. Brian Johnson, don't you dare take that from me.
Right now is the very first time in human history where you can say with a straight face, you may not die.
Oh man, playing these back to back, this is something else, huh? I was always the first one who said I was going to die.
The first person to say, I'm most likely going to die.
No. You were the first person who's like, right now, with a straight face. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, he even added with a straight face. Like, he could have just said, right now, you could probably say, I'm not going to die. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But he was like, with a straight face. Oh, my man. What are you doing, Chubbo? Oh, did you just get up? Come here, girl. He's injecting his son plasma. That's vampiric. Don't die. That's talking about mortality. Then he's testing his girlfriend's menstruation blood and discovering 14 million data points are held within it. They are going to pin women as the source of immortality through their DNA. Oh my God. That is. That's not even a conspiracy theory. I'm with you. This guy might be a vampire. Brilliant. Absolutely. We've cracked the code. He is a vampire. How weird. Come here. Come here. You want to come sit? How weird. Come here. You want to sit? That he's... Okay, come here. Okay, what a big baby. Are you just a big baby? Are you just a big baby? Oh, okay. You being a big baby. You so tired. Yeah. Okay, big baby. All right. Okay. Sorry, she just got up. Come here. Okay, big baby. No, you don't kiss my face. No. Whoa, that was weird. Did you just speak? All right. You okay? Are you okay? Okay. Sorry. It's all right. Did you have a bad dream or something? Huh? Did the cat get you? You didn't get the cat? It's all right. You not solved the mystery, Scooby-Doo? Huh? What was the bad dream? Are you okay? God, these animals are so clingy, man. But yeah, you know. He says, menstruation blood is valuable and underutilized. We collect it to look for disease tissue, measure PFAs. Oh my God. PFAPs. I mean, listen, if this is true, that's why I say, like, this guy's smart. I'm not going to go chat GPT to double check his work, but, like, this dude, you know, he's rattling off some shit that seems believable, but for what cause? Is he a vampire? I feel like I'm running an Alex Jones type show. Is Brian Johnson a vampire? We get to it at 9. Bum, bum, bum. Because, I mean, I Am That Is, you kind of made a lot of good points. Wants to live forever, so nobody suspects anything if he does. Claims to look like a 20-year-old, but is played by a 48-year-old. Very, very Twilight, you know. Like, you're telling me Robert Pattinson was in high school with that fucking 5 o'clock shadow? Give me a break. Give me a break, Batman. God damn, I love it. God damn, I love it. You don't randomly test someone's menstrual cycle for no reason. And I Am That Is, I also think you're correct that at some point humanity, I mean, not anytime soon, and that's if we, you know, win the war against AI or just data centers. I think we will discover that immortality is through women, but they've just been looking in the wrong places. It's because women give birth, you know, and they should have full autonomy over their bodies. And then they might have some kind of secret genetics or something. I don't know. We'll dig into that later. We'll dig into that at 9 here on the Rob Hour. What does Alex Jones call his shows? InfoWars? Vampire Wars. Here on the War of Info. I gotta come up with a clever name like that. You know, then we'll just dig into all these people are vampires. Has Donald Trump fired all the vampires from his regime? So yeah, this dude is fucking nuts. Here's the video of him and his girlfriend, which again, another reason why I kind of like him. What I hate is that he claims he looks younger than her. I'm like, we're not blind, dude. Americans are stupid, but not all of us are blind, you idiot. But I like that he's mansplaining female health topics. Like, I'm like, that's fucking kind of dope, you know? Give us the mansers. If you missed it earlier, mansplaining is so 5 years ago, I created a new word that Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, and all those bitch-made podcast bros can't do. It's called a manser. It's when you don't go, you're not very nice, or they're just mentally ill people who are jealous. Those are excuses. You give mansers. You say, that's right. I don't want to talk about the Epstein files because Donald Trump is in them. That's what you say, Joe Rogan. You say, my good friend and my president and your president is in those files. And he said, please don't bring it up anymore, Joe. Just like Charlie Kirk. Remember that guy? Lean to the left at the end. There you go, smoking. Charlie Kirk said, well, if the president tells me to not talk about Epstein, the ball's in their hands. He said something like that. And I mean, that is the road Joe Rogan is hoeing right now. And I say, give us the mansers. Give us the mansers. That's the new mansplaining. Share that with a friend. All right, here's this video.
Endometriosis.
That means there's tissue growing outside the uterus, acting like it's still inside.
This can cause pelvic pain, fatigue, bloating, and even infertility.
Picture getting kicked in the nuts times 10 every single month.
Most women live with endometriosis for 7 to 10 years before ever getting diagnosed.
Imagine your check engine light is on for it.
This makes me feel, this video, I know this guy claims he's 20 or something, But I'm like, oh, this is adorable. This is a dad and his daughter, like, you know, educating people on like women's issues. You know, like really, that is the feel I get from this video. I'm like, this is so cool. This dad who's wearing his, you know, fucking Ed Hardy jeans still. Like that's the coolest dad ever. And his daughter, well, man, that's a good relationship. And then you're like, no, they're dating. And he's got her menstruation blood in his freezer to test it because he's probably a vampire. You know, that's just a weird thing. It's just a weird thing. I know this looks like dad and daughter topic. Hey, yeah, gross. Date someone your age, man.
A decade, and no mechanic believes you.
It affects 1 in 10 women, and the current standard of diagnosis is through invasive surgery.
That's ridiculous.
Yo, this lady probably couldn't see a doctor, and they met, you know, and she was like, "You want to do what? All right, I can't afford my insurance, so yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. What's up, Nightshade? Didn't this guy fail, and now he's like stomach condition or something? Yeah, we just played that video. It's on his YouTube page. I mean, besides that's your grounding rod to the earth. The feet. But he hasn't failed yet, Nightshade. That's the other thing I would just like to point out. He hasn't failed yet. He's still not dead. His sweatshirt says don't die. So he still hasn't failed yet. Hasn't failed us yet. I just love that he keeps uploading. Like, he's got bald spots in the back of his head. I love that he's like uploading shit. The answer is obvious now. Cure all diseases. I love how he makes this some like this selfless, virtuous journey he's on to get people to be like, wow, what a good guy. And it's like, no, you're doing this because you're scared you're going to die alone. That's it. You don't want to cure all diseases, because how would you start doing that? I don't know, fund healthcare in America? Why don't you fucking platform some politicians that want to have universal healthcare? You know, stop being like, hey, I'm testing my girlfriend's menstrual blood. I'm totally doing this out of the goodness of my heart. This is for all people. And we'll totally not capitalize and gatekeep the results. We'll totally not do that. You can trust me. You can trust me. He's desperately clinging to life. Well, that's what I said. If you just watch those two videos back to back, the one where he announces the stomach condition and 2 years ago where he's like, I'm pretty sure you can say I'm not going to die without a smile on your face. And you're like, oh man, 2 years later, not only does he look like he aged much more, but did he just announce he's dying? You know? And that's not a laughing matter. I'm really scared for this man. You know, I'm scared for the people around him, because when it does penetrate like what is actually happening, I think he might have a mental break. And well, I shouldn't be that worried. He's probably got, you know, what did the video say? He's got a team of 30 doctors. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And I would suggest to him, take some psilocybin. If you want to come to peace with your eventual death on this earth, it's in the documentary on Netflix, How to Change Your Mind or whatever. There's people with terminal illnesses that go for this psilocybin therapy, and they come to peace with it, you know? So I would say he needs to take some, and he clearly hasn't. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me on this one. I know this was a weird one. There you go, Jessica Star. There you go. There you is. Good to see you, by the way. He doesn't look that healthy for a guy who wants to live a long time. I think it's all the there's such thing of like taking too many supplements, you know? There's such thing as that. My bad for adding to the weirdness. No, I am that is. I don't know if this is your first time here. I haven't seen that name anymore, but hit subscribe, hit the notifications to all. That's what this channel is all about. We like to take a news story and get fucking weird with it. So actually, you added so much goodness that is weird to today's show. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed everybody today. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Because, I mean, where are you going to go with the show that, you know, is talking about the top 1% of vages? Article in Vanity Fair, which I linked down below. If you'd like to read it for yourself, I've linked it down below. It's much longer than the stuff I read. And my God, does it sound like a 50-year-old who finally got a girlfriend? You know, like if you could just imagine having all the money in the world and not caring what people thought because you have all the money in the world. And you're like, hey, I finally got a girlfriend and did oral. Like, this is probably how you'd behave, you know? Because most people are like, what are you, new? What are you, new here? Jesus, dude. I just take mercury pills like the first emperor of China did. I don't think they found his body in that supposed tomb of his. Ah, the old mercury pills. That's all. Yeah, I'm just eating all the lead paint chips off the wall from my 1970s house. It's making me feel weird. Oh my God. This is so interesting in a time like this, you know, where he's tweeting, I just want to cure all diseases. And it's like, how about we start with eradicating measles? Are you not paying attention to the news, Brian Johnson? Why don't you take some of those hundreds of millions of dollars that you clearly don't need and, like, I don't know, combat measles, the thing America had almost extinguished? You know, like, we almost got rid of it, and it's back, baby. It is back with a vengeance. Good God, I love when these people, what's the word? Where people act all something. I can't think of the word right now. God, I got AI brain. Thank you, Binary, for the super chats today. Thank you, Cage, for the super chats. My great grandfather used to let me play with a weird red mercury. I love how weird this show got. All right, everybody. What day is it? Monday? Let's get back to the regular news tomorrow. Unless I read about top 1%, I don't know, some other body part. Because God knows this one ain't getting monetized. God knows that. He has no time for the news. He has to bathe in red light and take pills and dunk. Dude, that is true. So Binary, did you see the video where he's bathing in red light? I didn't even screenshot that because I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's probably some ultra UV ray that like gets to the sonogram of his chakra or some shit, you know? Like some absolute Joe Rogan mumbo jumbo. Old Joe Rogan mumbo jumbo, not new Joe Rogan. New Joe Rogan is like, there's no Epstein files, and I'm pretty sure the government's the best. I'm so glad you saw that. Red light therapy is real. Not when this guy does it. Let me look it up. I just didn't want, I'm like, red light therapy. I know that there's different spectrums. Non-invasive treatment that uses low wavelengths of red or near infrared to improve cell function. Remember the guy who I told you guys about last week that went on Joe Rogan and was like, if you just look at hieroglyphics, it reduces inflammation. And Joe was like, is there anybody else who says this shit? And the guy was like, yeah, one guy, he's about to die and he's very far away. Don't call him. He has no phone. Yeah, he bathes in red light. Oh, it helps reduce wrinkles, face. Oh my God, I knew about this. Oh yeah. Oh, I knew about the reduced wrinkle red light thing. I'm not sure how much I believe in like it helping reverse hair loss or wrinkles. But, you know, if you got $800 million and you want to soak yourself in some red light, go for it. Go for it. I'm all for it. You know, if you got that time during the day to do that, amen, sister. Amen. Word, I got a red light in my bedroom. There you go. You're doing red light therapy. There we go. Is it any red light or does it have to be I just discovered my red light is actually a heat lamp. Ah, fuck. Oh, we messed that one up. God damn. We were all bathing in front of the lizard's heat lamp, thinking we were reducing our wrinkles and walking away with a sunburn. I love it. I love you guys. Have a beautiful night. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for the info. Thank you for the super chats. And thank you for supporting the channel. Share it with a friend. Tell them you're never going to believe it. This guy on YouTube is talking about top 1% of vaginas. All right, Nightshade. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Jessica, Charlie, Kelly. I've never seen a brown star before. I guarantee you there's some innuendo there, Charlie. I know you too well. Primal. Thanks for being up for me to find this. Ooh, up for you. It's probably late where you are. So you might be a vampire. Come back. Come back, you hear? I think that's what they say in the South. I wouldn't know. that,